Alright guys, so if we look at this example here, we'll see that when the drawer is expanded, we have a little arrow left which collapses it and then an icon. We're going to focus on replicating this behavior right now. So what we need to do is import the chevron left icon from icons. So I'm going to go ahead and import chevron left icon from material-ui/icons/chevron left. And we're also going to specify some styles for it in a moment. So what we'll do is right in the drawer, the first item is going to be a div with a class name of classes dot toolbar icon, and we'll actually create that in a few minutes here. And then I'm going to close that div right here. Inside this div, we're going to add an icon button, and when you click it, it is going to handle drawer close. And then we can just close icon button right here. And then in here we have the chevron left icon. So I'm going to save this, and then we're going to instantiate the admin wrapper with the, there we go, we're going to need to add some styles to it. But first we're actually going to worry about the actual behavior. So constructor props, we're going to run super on the props. We're going to say this dot state equals open is true. And then we're going to have handle drawer open. We're going to set this set state we're going to set open to true, and then handle drawer close. We're going to run this dot set state open equals false. So let's log back in and then click the button, and we're going to need to rig it up to this as well. But let's go ahead and actually style that a little bit first. So up here in styles, in toolbar icon, we're going to set display to flex. And we're going to set align items to center. And I just noticed I misspelled that. We're going to set justify content to flex end. We're going to set the padding to 0 and 8 pixels. And then theme mixins toolbar. And then when I save, and when this refreshes, we now see that the icon is now pulling to the right, and that's exactly what we want. We also want a divider here. So to use that, we're just going to import divider from material UI-core slash divider. And then right after this div, we're going to add the divider here. And it self-closes. We're really going to have to persist this redux. And now we have a divider, so it looks separated. Good stuff. It is firing off the function right now to collapse and expand. However, we're not taking that into account with the styling. So we need to do a few things. With the app bar itself, we need to basically add some styles to when open is false. So let's go ahead into here, and the app bar itself. Alright, so the class name that it's getting, what we're going to do is we're going to open a function here called class names. And the first thing it's going to get is classes.appbar. That's going to remain the same, but then we're going to say if this.state.open, so if this equates to true, then we're also going to add classes.appbar shift. So we're going to save this, and then up here we actually need to add some styles for app bar shift. So here we have app bar, so right under this we're going to, well, actually that's the style that we want for app bar shift, so let's rename that. And then app bar is just going to get theme, sorry, z index is going to be theme.zindex.drawer +1. And then, so we're going to talk about animations a bit. So writing this might be kind of similar to CSS itself. We're going to set transition to theme.transitions.create. And the transition we're going to create is going to be based on width and margin. And then we have a few kind of utility properties to use. So with CSS animations, you can set ease in, stuff like that, and durations. With this, it's more programmatic. We're going to open a list, and we're going to specify the transitions that it's going to apply to. So width and margin, and then we're going to open up an object here as the second parameter into that create function. And easing is we're just going to inherit theme.transitions.easing.sharp, and then duration is going to be theme.transitions.duration.leaving screen. Now I'm going to copy this transition actually also down to app bar shift. And the only thing that we're going to change is leaving screen to entering screen. It's camel case, so let's save this. Now when I close it, see, we still haven't hooked this up. When we close it, the app bar has been animated to be full width. And that's because when it's open, when the drawer is open, so when this .state.open equals true, then it's also getting this class name, which calculates the width and the margin left, and we also are animating both of those properties, width and margin. So let's go ahead and on this button right here, icon button, we're going to say on click this.handle drawer open. I'm going to save. I'll log back in, and now we should be able to toggle this, and we can. It doesn't actually close the drawer. Right now, drawer is set to width 240, and that's being honored all the time. So what we're going to need to do is basically the same thing. So if this .state.open, or rather if it's closed, we're going to add some classes here. So in a very similar way to what we did before with the class names function, we're going to do the same thing within drawer. So class names, and it is a function. It's always going to get drawer paper. However, also, if not this .state.open, it's going to get classes.drawer paper close. So I'm going to save this, and then we're actually going to have to specify some styles for when the drawer is closed, and also we're going to want to animate it as well. So after drawer paper, we're going to specify drawer paper close, and this is the class name that we just referenced down on the drawer itself. So overflow X is going to be hidden. Width is going to be theme dot spacing dot unit times 7. And there's a lot of theme properties that we're just like reusing and modifying here. We don't need we could specify, you know, a specific width in pixels if we wanted to. And then we're going to set transition on this as well with leaving screen for the duration. So transition is going to be theme dot transitions dot create, and we're going to create it for width, and then the actual properties are going to be easing, which is going to be equal to theme dot transitions dot easing dot sharp, and then duration is going to be theme dot transitions dot duration dot leaving screen, and then we're going to copy this transition up to drawer paper, and the only thing we're going to change is leaving screen to entering screen. And we're going to save this, log in again. Now when we close this, we'll see that the drawer is collapsing properly. Now we don't have any icon here. What should be happening when we see here we're collapsing it, and it's collapsing far enough to just show the icons in the menu, and we're going to replicate that behavior as well. So we're actually going to need some icons, and so what we'll do is in the next video we're going to create a separate file for the sidebar where we're going to list out all the pages, and we're going to put the icons in there.